Hello guys, welcome to our next new video. And in this video, I'm gonna give an update on the price of Bitcoin. So today is Monday, another Bitcoin weekly candle close. Today we're gonna be talking about the XY and Bitcoin ratio, the total two, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, crypto fear and greed index. So as you guys can see, last 2 weeks I was analyzing where Bitcoin could see resistance. So we use our Fibonacci tool to see where Bitcoin would be finding some resistance or some trouble. And we realized that, as you guys can see, we realized that the Fibonacci 0.618 was where Bitcoin was going to find some kind of trouble. And this is what happened. We explained that in a previous update. So the range between Fibonacci 0.618 and 0.786, which is an area between 17,000, 117,000 to 120,000. So we got rejected. We couldn't hold this area. So you can see Bitcoin retested this zone and had to come and find some kind of support again around the 110,000 level. So these also enable us to see that yet again Bitcoin was forming another channel, in this case downward channel. I'm calling downward channel number 3, and you can see that the price of Bitcoin was being suppressed inside this channel. When you see the rejection the from the Fibonacci, it makes perfect sense to see that Bitcoin came to the test our 110,000 level again and and managed to hold the middle of this downward trend line, downward channel. You can see we're testing the middle of this downward channel, found the support, which coincide exactly with 110,000 level line, and made a quick recovery, what we call a breakout. So meaning breaking out of this channel with a massive candle. You can see the Bitcoin managed to make last week, the week that just closed, made a 12%, close to 13% move to the upside. Very explosive move, very quick move, just to come out or to break from this downward channel that it was forming. So in this case, of course, Bitcoin broke this range between the 0.618 and 0.786. You can see that the week close above this range, and now we can see Bitcoin closed below the Fibonacci 1, which means we closed the body below the previous all-time high. So although Bitcoin made a new all-time high last week, the week that just closed on Sunday, we couldn't close the body of the candle as an all-time high, but of course we made a new all-time high. In this case, Bitcoin made a new all-time high of $125,750, and which is great. Now we want to see if the range between Fibonacci 0.786 and the Fibonacci 1 will be a major challenge for Bitcoin this week. Otherwise, what we could be expecting is for Bitcoin to come and retest the top of our upward channel, which again coincide with the Fibonacci golden pocket on the upside. which means Fibonacci 1.618, which is 136,839 approximately. So this is where we're gonna have to see if this week is able to. It makes perfect sense because this area is price discovery. There's no price of Bitcoin above this level, but we do have the middle of our channel, the middle of our upward channel as a major resistance. See, we were not able to break this level and close candles above it since the beginning of this bull market. As you can see, you can see perfectly that we were not able to surpass this area and call it a support. So it's great news. Hope you guys enjoyed this move. Hope you guys remember when we were dealing with this 110,000 again twice. The fear was in the market, and I mentioned that fear is always opportunity disguised, and it's better to invest in crypto when there's a lot of fear than when there is a lot of greed, let's say. But of course, if you're just position yourself, buying the dip and stuff like that, it's good that you take advantage. Amazing close, perfect close. Now we already know that the next major resistance is around our Fibonacci, around our upward, the middle of our upward channel. And you can see as well that the DXY is doing basically nothing, just moving sideways. Although last week or last 2 weeks, I mentioned that I would like to see the DXY below the 90s. This still didn't happen, but we are moving sideways, which is good. But what we want to see if is Bitcoin is able to actually push and challenge this resistance one more time and finally close candle above it. So DXY and Bitcoin ratio, you can see the ratio is now, of course, making new all-time high as well. It's pushing downward, meaning what we want to see is the ratio to come and retest this downward channel. This would be a sign that it's close to make the enter into the acceleration zone. Seeing this ratio close to this downward channel or inside this downward channel would put the RSI as well below the 30 level. You can see last 2 weeks I told you guys that this is the buy the dip zone. The RSI was respecting this downward trend line, and you can see why we were below under we actually reached below under 110,000 level. As you can see, all the time we are below twice, and you can see what happened next. As I said, that this would be the by the dip. It coincided with 110,000 level, and that's why we call this line by the dip level while we are in a bull market. So you can see what happened to the price as the RSI retested and respected this downward trend line. Everything looks nice. And of course, we want this RSI to continue to push down, break the 30 level, and push toward the 18.62, which would mark so the RSI will turn green like in previous bull market, and this will give a major boost to Bitcoin to keep pushing upward. Most likely break this resistance and conquer our um, next Fibonacci levels. Crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin or simply total two. You can see what happened to total two. Total two had great close above our Fibonacci 1.618, and you can see clearly that we were losing this support, but now quickly recovered and managed to close above the 1.618, which is the $1.62 trillion that have been mentioned for a while. And this is a positive move, seeing Bitcoin recovering from our 110,000 level, and with the total two holding support above 1.618 is great. And you can see that the RSI is just waiting for the moment to break to the upside, and this is likely to happen when we see Bitcoin above the middle of our upward channel. And this is something between $130,000. So Bitcoin dominance, you can see that the dominance is, managed to hold strongly above the middle of this upward channel. The other side is still below the 50 level. That means I know many people are calling for the dominance to regain, at least to go above the 60 again. I doubt that the dominance will go above the 60, as now the dominance is below the Fibonacci 0.5 and below the 50-week moving average, and is trying to find support at the middle of this upward channel. And with the move for Bitcoin above this recovery, you can see the total two managed to hold properly. And this any move above a new all-time high above the middle of this channel will put a lot of gains in other cryptos, in altcoin in this case, and will likely challenge the dominance. So the dominance will not be able to surpass or to break this resistance to the upside, and most likely will continue to fall. And this is just because the total two, or the total crypto market, excluding Bitcoin, is becoming stronger because of Bitcoin, of course. Crypto fear and greed index, you can see that we are back to greed, of course. Yesterday, last week we were neutral, and we know why. As the market was consolidating, Bitcoin was consolidating above the 110,000. No one knew what would happen. If Bitcoin would be able to hold this level, and Bitcoin just gave a major signal. Yes, 110,000 looks secure. A breakout, now the continuation, and we can see that we are back at our major resistance, which is 74, exactly 74. I've been mentioned 74 is a major resistance level for the fear and greed index. We can see why we've been dealing with this area. We were not able to break and surpass, reach 80s and 90s and staying there. And this is because we are still not above the middle of our upward channel. Being above the middle of our upward channel will give crypto a sense, or will give Bitcoin a sense of, yes, we are ready to get into the acceleration zone. So anything above, closing candle above the middle of this channel, will cause Bitcoin to accelerate like in previous bull market. And this is something that we already know, and it's just a matter of time to see if this is going to happen. So I can see Bitcoin going toward this level, and definitely we will be able to break the 74 resistance. And yeah, you can see the megaphone just became bigger. You can see a bigger megaphone, and this is what happened at the moment. So greed 71, 74, great. Anything above 74, 75 will be extreme greed, and this is what we should be expecting in a few weeks. So that's the update for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider like, subscribing, and sharing this video with your friends and family. and I will see you next week. Bye.